gents. Evening to Brenny. Hope you're doing well, my mate.
Hello.
My team. Oh, sorry, I'll come back to that in a minute, Tone. And defense wins championships. Always has done.
Yeah.
Always has done. As for the Arsenal, anyway, we've always had a very strong defense when we win the league. So we need to do that again. Right. Form guide. Let's quickly cover Arsenal. So obviously we drew. Why have I put 2-2 Brighton? No idea why I put 2-2 Brighton. Typo. Liverpool won. We did beat Brighton.
It felt like a draw, right? That's where we are right now. We win, and it feels like a draw. So
yeah. Luton were beaten 4-3. Wolves were beat 2-1. West Ham have beaten Man United. Yes, they did. Beat Wolves 3-0. They lost 5-0 to Fulham, which was madness. They beat Tottenham 2-1 and they drew with Crystal Palace 1-1. So they're having a bit of hit and miss at the moment. Big up to Alonso Spencer. What's up, fellas? Big up to you, Alonso. Felt like a draw. It's just me. You know how much I do on these shows. I do so much. And sometimes there is a slight typo. I have to be honest. Right. Let's get into more detail. So this is what the teams have been like this season. We're obviously currently in second. We've won 12, drawn 4, lost 2. Average goals scored per game is now 2. Average goals conceded is 0.89. 7 clean sheets, and chances created has gone down slightly, but to be fair, we were playing Liverpool, so I kind of expect that anyway. 1.89. West Ham are in 7th. They've won 9, drawn 3, lost 6, 1.72 average goals scored, 1.67 average goals conceded, just the 3 clean sheets, and 1.78 chances created. And Gary will need to know this because this is the list for the challenge as well later. So obviously Havertz is suspended. Tomiyasu is out. Fabio Vieira is out. Timber is out. For West Ham, Agurd is a doubt. Antonio is a doubt, but more likely out. But they've told me he's a doubt, so I've had to put him on as a doubt. And Cornet is also a doubt. So with Antonio possibly being out, do you think that helps us, or do you think that hinders us due to the fact that we've still got to get a feast Bowen up front?
If the game is close, that helps us. If they score early, we've done that. We've done it a lot where we've kind of given up that first goal. I think it could be an issue because, like if the game is close, then they can bring on Antonio to change things up. But if we don't allow them to score early, I think we'll be fine. Because if they do go to the bench, it won't be for scoring purposes. You know what I mean? It's because Antonio can bring that for them. So so that's how I see it. I don't see it as I see it as an issue for us, but you got to play 90 minutes in a way, and we have to play really sound for 90 minutes to make sure everybody gets freebies from us. At some point, we need to stop that. No more freebies. We're not going to make a mistake defensively or make a terrible pass when we could have made an easier pass. Those types of things. So yeah.
I'm feeling the love, Tony. If you can't do the job, we're bringing them in. Appreciate the love. Thanks, Tony. West Ham need a win after Man United's freak win last night. Yeah, to be fair, they had a decent second half yesterday and they turned it around against Aston Villa. Evening, both. Thank you very much, Chris. I hope you had a great Christmas too. The midfield is where it will be won. Evening to everyone, apart from Paul. Jared Bowen is a great player. Yeah, he is. We've been linked with him, and you can see why we were linked with him. He's Arsenal player. My Moyes said, to be fair, I would definitely not listen to managers nowadays. They do like little, I don't know how you want to word it, but they don't tell you the truth in press conferences, I'll tell you. But as far as I'm aware, he's just a doubt, but there is more likely he's actually out. But that's what I've been told. West Ham are awful away from home, but certainly have their threats. I think you will be fine. So do I. I'm probably more confident about this game than I am against Fulham, if I'm honest. Fulham one scares me a little bit, the way they're performing lately. Right, so get into my 5 to watch, and it's not going to surprise because it's no different to the last one, to be fair, but there we go.
Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening?
So yeah, obviously James Ward-Prowse, for the obvious reasons, set pieces, he is a danger. We have to be honest, he is. Edson Alvarez, very, very good defender, very good replacement for Declan Rice as well. To be fair, I think he's been quality. Then you got Lucas Paqueta. You can see why Man City wants him. He has gone up a whole new level this season. Kudu, I just love him. I wanted him at Arsenal. I'm disappointed we didn't get him at Arsenal, but it is what it is. He's doing well at West Ham, so I'm kind of happy about that because at least he's doing well somewhere. And Jared Bowen, for the obvious reasons, he is a threat. And to be fair, I know a lot of people have been tinkering with their squads. We've got 14 tonight. So it's a lot of squads to go through. And a lot have been tinkering, mainly for the Jared Bowen situation, I think, because no one wants to see Zinchenko up against Jared Bowen. Let's be honest. Yep. You went with Kivior, which will go into your squad in a minute. But is that a big threat for you, Zinchenko up against Bowen?
Well, I think we it's been a while. Yes, his Achilles heel is what kills us, and we're not doing, like I said, if we're not scoring, then he's not helping, because that's one of the key things. That's one of the, like, if I look at, the things that he brings to the table, trying to stop Salah one-on-one on the outside isn't one of the things I look for him to be able to do, or to, so for me on the other side, then he needs to be able to support us in our attack, and we need to see goals for that. Right. So as a team, if we're only scoring one goal and it's on a free kick, then he hasn't provided some of the things that I think he needs to bring to the team. So it's hard. It might be harsh because it might be that kind of game, but that's the only way I can rate him, because that's one of the things he's supposed to bring to us. That's like asking one of our better defenders, to that they need to do something else, the opposite kind of, right? I want them to score more. Like I want Ben White to score more, when in reality, I just want him to play some solid defense and overlap once in a while, So for me, that's kind of that's kind of how I look at it. Yeah, he's just.
No, I agree, mate.
And and you know what? When the other teams know it, and the other teams get that opportunity, and they go 100%, and then we get punished for it, I'm like, how many more times do you need to see it? We've seen it the last 2 times we played Liverpool.
Yeah.
What more? And those are points that we really needed. You wanted to take all the points you could from a Liverpool team, and twice we've lost points in similar situations where that same player has come up on the wrong side. So it should be an easy one. So either you protect him, which we don't do, because he seems to be always left in that situation going against a player that's going to punish us. So no, I'd rather not do that again. Give him a little break somehow. Either move him up the pitch is what some people want, or protect him better, and we don't do that. So give somebody else a try.
No,
so here we are. I think Rio needs to be part of our rotation on the back line anyways. The only way he's going to do that is if he plays.
No, I get it, mate. I get it. Big up to BX.
Welcome to the show. So a friend from my channel. Gary. So yeah.
How was it? I think it's Jose, isn't it? Is it Jose?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Big up to Mossane Kudu Alvarez for sure. Bobby is trying to get me to put. No, honestly, if he's on that list, don't put him in your challenge team, Tone. So just don't put him on there. So I'm not trying to trick you, I promise. Odegaard needs to show up, or I'll be questioning. Yeah, this is the type of game where he normally does show up. I have to be honest. The big games, I do feel he just disappears a little bit. These are the type of games he does turn up. So, yeah, let's wait and see. Tony Fox said Kudus would flop. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Moss. Some people, I get it. If you look at Anana and look at other players that you think, guaranteed they'll be brilliant, and players do flop. You know how much I love Kudu. I think Kudu is absolutely fantastic, but everyone has different opinions. OG Zinchenko is a nightmare waiting to happen, says Alonso. It will probably be Bowen up top and Kudu on the wing. Exactly. That's still a threat, isn't it, against Zinchenko? Because Kudu is actually well built as well. Strong player. Gary agree about Kivior. Irons, says Chris Nick.
Yeah, he's a Liverpool fan, and since every time they've actually jumped to the top of the table, I see him. He's always there.
Big up, no, mate. BX, don't worry about not saying hello to me. I have no issues with it whatsoever. I never said you were flirt. I'm just not hyped like it. But yeah, exactly. But it's not on the road. We need to win. Hello, everyone. Gary says, Mr. Tom, Leeds fan.
Yeah, he's a regular on my channel. So, yeah, he's a Leeds fan. But you know what? I know in his closet he's got a section. It's all red. It's all red. He won't tell anybody, but I know it. I know it.
Right, let's get into these lineups because we've got loads to do. Okay, so we're going to start with Gary's first, also chosen by Sam. So you went with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Jesus. You're going to have to explain yourself, mate.
That's I say it all the time. Rotation, please. At some point, we're going to need to be able to rotate our players. If not now, when? It's a holiday season. You've got games every 3 to 4 days. Yeah. At some point, you're going to need to give some of these players a break. Yes, they're performing okay, but not where you want them to. So that's why I have Martinelli out and Trossard in. With Emil Smith Rowe, if he's healthy enough, he needs to get in the lineup somehow. Yeah. 10, 20 minutes does him no good. I believe he can start for us. So if he's at that point, this might be a good game. We're at home. Yeah. He's going to have Rice next to him. Why not? Kiwior, as I said, more defensively minded. He's going to need to get that confidence playing in games. Once again, these are all, for me, part of the rotation. Trossard is a starter, legitimate, no problem, right? He should be able to play wherever Arteta wants to put him. Yeah. So that one's an easy one. Smith Rowe might be the big question because of his time on the pitch. But I looked at it. He's got more time than Nelson. And I feel Nelson's been healthy pretty much the whole season. So if a man who never seems to play has more minutes than Nelson, who's been available, and Arteta won't trust and has no confidence in him, then at least I think he has more trust in Emil Smith Rowe. So he should get a start at some point because that bench needs to be available for us and needs to have played some games. So this would be a good one, I think, for him. That's kind of why I have those three players in there. Kiwior is an easy one defensively. Will be fine. I think bringing him in would be really good. He needs to get used to that. It would be nice. I know he's not probably one of the better fullbacks for us, but I think he needs to get in the game somehow. So
no, that's fair enough. So right, this is the tricky part for you, Gary. You got to actually rate it. So
for me, rating this, this is one of those 7.5s, but I have to pick one. I know because I'm gonna go 7 because I think Emil Smith Rowe is probably the question mark everybody's probably looking at more than anybody else I put out there. Yeah. I think that's the big question mark. What is he gonna give us? But I'd rather have him come out, test it out, and if his leg can't hold up and we pull him, so be it. Yeah. We'll know. But if not, and he plays well, then we have an answer, for later in the season. So
no, fair enough.
I'm giving it a 7. It's not like my best, but I think we need to rotate at some point.
No, you're right. And being at home as well helps us a bit. I think away at London Stadium, I don't think we would have done so much. I don't think you would have chosen so many different changes being West Ham away, but because it's at home, I quite like it. There's a few people that have gone with Smith Rowe tonight, so you're not the only one. Right, so the next team chosen by Nicholas, Andrew, Jack, the Aussie Gooner, Brenny K, and Canners. They've gone for Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Sinchenko, Rice, Trossard, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Give a rating for that one, please, mate.
Yeah, I think this is an easy one. This is like an 8 because we know what we're going to get from it. It's players that have started for us all across the board. We know that, for me, Zinchenko will be another concern in this game, as you said, Kudus, and maybe once in a while, Bowen will, cause an issue on that side of the pitch there. Yeah. And if they're both going at our back line, it could be an issue because I feel like Zinchenko might, fall over kind of thing. In the build up there. So, but it's an 8, but I just feel like we need a little bit of a change there. just because, like I said, seeing Zinchenko do that again, it's just like, he needs to maybe rethink some things and come back in, refresh. Martinelli, same thing for me. He's doing well with his pressing and stuff, but we're not seeing anything. Where are the goals? So and I know the Trossard Martinelli kind of combination, they kind of work off of each other. So I feel like if we did bring on Martinelli late in the game, he probably would bang and probably score a goal, because he should get pissed off of not starting. And that's what I would like to see from him. A little bit more fire, determination when he comes out.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Let's get into some of the comments. Mr. Tom, a League fan has nothing, Fred.
Oh, that's right. He's got a red section there, and it's in the way back. It's in the way back. Nobody sees it.
Big up to Sam saying evening, folks. Santa empties his sack for you. I've got no words. No words. FTSN sponsor Arsenal match tomorrow. I don't know what kind of question you're asking. I will be doing a live watch along tomorrow. I know that are Tottenham playing tomorrow as well. Are they? I honestly don't know. I don't know when Tottenham are playing. But yes, we will be doing. So yeah, we will be doing a watch along tomorrow. So don't you worry about that. Gary, you spoiled us agreeing Trossard doesn't do well when he starts. Dodgy Weymouth Town Centre internet is all blurry, can't see the light. No worries, mate. And to be fair, I've been hit by the storm up here as well, so I'm glad it's still working up here, to be fair. The silver one, if you give me a 10, I'll give you a 9. Okay, he's going through the lineups for the team. Everyone, deal done. Us, Tony, got to stick together. Oh, crikey. Can we look cool? He's back in good form.
You know what? He's doing fine right where he is. I think I don't think he wants to come back. I think he wants to be sold. So let him stay where he is, and then we'll take a little bit of cash for him and then move on. He's doing he's doing what we wanted him to do, which was to see if minutes made the difference. It does. Is he at the level we want to bring him back at? I don't think so at this point. So it was a risk they took. It didn't work. So now at least get back the money you spent on him,
Yeah, exactly. BX and Temi, I have starred your lineups. We'll come back to those at the end, I promise. Right, let's get on to the next two. So the next one was chosen by Albert, Mehmet, and Liam. Yeah. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Smith Rowe, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah.
Yeah, this is a kind of a dream lineup a little bit, with moving Zinchenko up into the midfield and Smith Rowe as well. So taking off Martin Odegaard, I think. I think he still hasn't got back to where we want him. So I kind of feel like he still should play. But Zinchenko up should. Like I said, this would be a dream. This would definitely be a dream for us to be able to do this. Nketiah up top. You know what? If he's our backup, this is, if I'm going to rotate, then this is, how many changes is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4 changes, essentially. Just moving Zinchenko up is another change for me. So might be a little bit too many changes. Okay. But yeah, no, this one, I'm giving it I would like to see it in the sense that Zinchenko moving up. How would he do there? I would love to see that for sure. Would love to see that. And Smith Rowe, if he's healthy and they're both running at West Ham against that West Ham front defensive backfield, back line. I'd love to see that. This one, I do like it because people might say I'm usually not a friend of Nketiah. I'm not his part of his support club. Yeah. But Arteta has him, and no, but I do like all the things behind Nketiah. I like those changes. So I'm gonna give it a 7, just because Nketiah knocks it down a little bit for me. So like 7.5, but it's a 7.
All right, brilliant stuff. Yeah. Thank you very much. So we'll move on to Zayna, Jordan's, Anthony, and Silver One's lineup. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
Okay. So this one here is just the Kiwior and Zinchenko change. Yeah, now it's just another one of those dream lineups. Once again, bringing Zinchenko, pushing him up further up the pitch. He probably would, would help. We wouldn't miss having Courier there because Zinchenko would be in the midfield. So that would work really well as well. That would be a good one. This is against all of Arteta's what Arteta has shown us. He's not willing to do this, even though I think everybody would like to see it. My only thing is I think Arteta would put Zinchenko in midfield and then ask him to do something totally different. And then see, it doesn't work. And it's like, well, yeah, because you didn't use him right, Yeah. That's what I think would happen there. This one, I do like it because of bringing Zinchenko up, and Curio defensively would be better there. So this, I give this one an 8. I know it's not as good. Because of that move there, Zinchenko up the pitch. So
no worries, mate. Let's move on to the comments because they are building up once again. I do apologise, everyone. Big up to the assembled. Hope you're doing well. What's happened to Tavares? He's still on loan at Forest, just not getting any starts. Says it tells you everything there, to be honest. Bobby no longer was. They give me nightmares. You put
he got Cedric in them, probably, right? That's why.
Exactly. It gives me nightmares. No, I don't want to see it. I see Emery hasn't learned from his time at Arsenal after Villa's lost to United. Everyone's saying hello. Big up to Colonel Ward. Slating Odegaard is annoying. Do you not feel that the pressing work he does off the ball justifies his position in the team? No.
I saw.
That's my simple answer. There,
I saw a video, and they were just showing some of the line splitting passes that he's making. So he's probably sometimes the pass before the pass now, as opposed to the pass. So that's why it looks different. But when that pass is going to like Erdogan or any of our other players, it's usually moving towards that attacking third. So I just feel like he needs to be clinical when he hits that 18. That's all. And he needs to strike first time. For all the work that he's doing, he shouldn't take extra touches in the 18. Just put your foot through it, because you know what? I think that'd be better for him. I think all these extra touching is him thinking about maybe making the next pass, and I think he needs to be greedy. Just take it. I think he's one of our better strikers with the first touch, and he doesn't do that enough for me. So yeah.
My issue with him, he just seems to do fade away. He's our captain. He shouldn't fade away in any single game. And for me, there are games he doesn't turn up in. That annoys me. I know he had 80 touches against Liverpool. I can guarantee you most of those touches were backwards or sideways. He didn't do much with the ball against Liverpool for me. It wasn't his best performance for me. Again, it was a big game. He should have turned up. For me, he was a bit weak as well. He wasn't up against really strong opponents, but he was pushed off that ball very easily against Liverpool. So he needs to toughen up a little bit, if I'm honest.
See, I don't think that. Issue. Yeah, I hear you. I just don't. I don't know if that's ever going to change. So then I need to see him do the other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punish teams the other way. I don't know if he's going to bulk up enough and be that physical enough to do that. So for me, the stuff that you do well, I need you to do better. At right now in the games. For me, some of that is that passing and hurting the defense and then putting the ball in the goal. And unless he finds a better pass, but he's never close enough to make that pass. So that results in an assist for him. So for me, when you get that close, put it in the goal. Put it, So,
exactly. Yeah. Big up to Full Nelson podcast. Greetings from London. Arsenal, I wish you luck against Ham of West. Thank you very much.
Funny.
I know T-Ebe and Sam and BX are exchanging comments, so I'm going to skip those.
Sorry.
They're definitely talking to each other.
Yes.
I'm just going to leave them to it.
Yeah.
I just heard from Canners. He apologised. He's been caught up in that bad weather coming back from Nottingham. He's very sorry. Still not home yet. Stay safe, Mr. Canners. Yeah, my partner's friend has just got back from Nottingham today. So she's mentioned how bad it is and all the flooding and stuff. Yeah, we've been hit pretty bad in the UK with storm. Sinistera, nice goal, Mr. Tom. He's saying, question, do you think the players are being asked to do more than necessary for their position. I suppose you're talking about the multitasking that we seem to have to do in the Arsenal lineup. For me, yeah, some of them. The Zinchenko one, left back should be a left back. Just let him just concentrate on being a defender. If he's not good enough, bring back Tierney, put him back there. Simple as. What about you, Gary?
No, I think he is, and I think he punishes the better players sometimes. Like for me, bringing in Havertz, who wasn't ready to fill that role immediately, should have been something that we were take a little bit of patience with. They bring him in there, and then, as you say, Erdegaard has to do a little bit extra, more things until Havertz is ready. For me, when Havertz is ready, then let him play. That's kind of what I felt with that one. So I think he does ask a lot. I mean, we're 4 goals off of where we are, and I think you can say some of that is because of the additional responsibilities, but we probably can all sit here and count at least probably 10 times when you probably thought this should be a goal.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen, right? So I think if the responsibility is killing them on the offensive end, then yeah, let's stop that. But they are getting in positions, and I'd rather have that player come out of the game, which Arteta won't do, and that's probably the problem. But to give me a good 70 minutes, which includes a goal, they'll play 90 minutes because and not be able to give me enough. So, I think they need to come off the pitch like, I've given you everything, coach. I've given you everything, Arteta. And sometimes I feel like they're playing this long game. I just want to finish the marathon as opposed to I just want to hurt you early enough and then have to come out of the match and get a rest. I think that's where we need to be. Our team should be good enough that we should be able to pull Saka and Jesus and Martinelli and even Erdegaard earlier in these games because they are much better than the opponents most of the time. But we never do that, I think. So, yeah. So I think early in games, that's when we need to hit them hard, score. That's going to be the problem for me. First 30 minutes, we should have more goals.
Yeah.
I think it's a surprise when we do, and it should be a norm.
Yeah. I think Odegaard tries to do the impossible, not the easy pass. I think sometimes he does too many easy passes as well. He doesn't try to do the difficult pass sometimes. That's just me. I could help. Can't beat one of my friends, Mr. Steroid. Very, very good. Zinni isn't a player who learns. DWT Havertz's qualities are different from Xhaka's. This has impacted Odegaard, Saka, and Martinelli, in his opinion. Yeah. We know this. We know that the whole situation has changed since Xhaka left.
Yeah. That's why it needed that for me. I think we all expected a change, whoever they brought in. So Arteta needed to figure out how to use Havertz with them. And if it wasn't going to work immediately, then wait. Be patient.
Yeah.
And go with, like, for me, Trossard maybe would have been better off starting if that's the case. And then bring on Havertz until you feel comfortable with him. Yeah. Because I think we had to wade through the waters with him for a while until now we're like, I think he's getting better each game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
agree. Yeah. Moss, I've seen your challenge team. I've put that and starred it. Gary bought me a beer once. Nice guy, despite the smells.
He's a funny guy.
Remember last year, Arthur didn't trust his bench. Same this year. Yeah, he's actually making less substitutions now. He's only making like 2 or 3 players coming on. Yeah. Where at the beginning of the season it was 5. Now it's like 2 or 3. And
I think that's he's losing his way. We should be having more subs now, because now it's really getting these games are it's more crucial that we have some fresh legs out there, and you're going to need them later, Arteta. I've been calling for a rotation since he got here, even if it meant bringing on a player that many of us would go, no, don't bring him on. If he's on your squad, he needs to be part of a rotation, or else you're just killing your better players. And then guess what? They're not going to be around for you at the end anyways. So you need, if you're going to hold on to players, you hold on to Emil Smith-Rowe, you hold on to Nketiah, you hold on to Reece Nelson. They need to be part of your rotation at this point in their careers, because you've seen them now for that many years. You know what they bring you. So it shouldn't be a case of I can't bring them on because I don't trust them. They shouldn't have been here. They shouldn't be here. if you don't trust him by now.
Yeah, exactly. I know Moss is agreeing with Colonel Ward from earlier. What I would say is, and this is where I'm very careful, I will always criticise players, no matter what they are. I want the best for my club. What I don't agree with is, as soon as we sign someone, you slate them before they've even put an Arsenal shirt on, and then backtrack very quickly. So what I will do, if someone has a bad game, I will say they've had a bad game. If they have a better game next week, guess what? I say they've had a better game. It's just how I do it. I don't say, oh, we signed Havertz, I don't like him, so I'm going to hate him, which some Arsenal fans have definitely done. I'm not saying this is you, Moss, but this is what I'm getting at here. I'm allowed to criticise. Gary's allowed to criticise. But what I don't agree with is when we sign someone, criticise them once they come through the door. The same with Ramsdale as well happened. We were slated him off before we even signed him. Yeah. And look how much we all love him now, as a lot of people don't even want him to leave the club, but it's looking that way. But anyway.
For me, in both those type of situations, it was the case of it didn't seem like the right player for the right player in the right time.
Yeah.
Right? Did we need a goalkeeper when we brought in Ramsdale? It didn't seem like it at the time.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like that was one of our high priorities. When we brought in Havertz, did we need to bring in a project for Arteta, a player whose form and performances have dipped over the last 3-4 years from where he was at his height? Do we need that project? Arteta is still trying to figure his way through this managerial thing. Now he's going to take on a player who's trying to get his form back. I think that was asking a lot of Arteta. That's why, for me, I was like not agreeing with the move.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's something – he's not at that point in his career where he can bring in a Havertz and get the best out of him because he's still trying to figure out how to do his job.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
his
right
job is – so for me, you're still trying to figure that – you're only 4 years in. None of these coaches and managers that we go against were doing this in their 4th year.
Mm.
You know, they weren't.
Yeah.
So it's – they kind of learn these things as they went along, and bringing on projects and challenges that you don't need to. For me, when many will say you probably could have bought in 2 players for the same price and maybe answered one of the questions of who would play in place of Xhaka in one of them.
Yeah.
You know, Madison, for example. You know, that name comes up a lot, right? You get some of the answers there. So I think that was my concern with that move. I think it was too much extra for where he is in his career, and what the team needed an answer, not a maybe this will pan out by the end of the year kind of thing. When we look back at it at the end of the year, we'll be like, it worked. We saw immediately, and I'll say this again, I'm a broken record. We saw immediately Rice is going to work. We saw immediately Timber is going to work. That's what needed to happen. That's what really needed to happen with the Xhaka replacement. It needed to click immediately. Like, okay, I can see how this is going to work.
Yeah.
It didn't, and so we're just waiting now for it to, because Arteta is going to make it work.
Yeah, exactly. Tony's saying my boy's got better. So he's on about Havertz. Yeah, 100% Havertz has got better. He's gaining more confidence. Yeah. He's getting much better now. Odegaard is the beating heart of our attack, and 90% of what he does is controlling our play without most people noticing. With a good striker, he would have more assists. Look, I hope so. But if you look at what I would say, right, I'm not having a go at Odegaard here, but Odegaard has one of the best teammates in international football when it comes to strikers. It doesn't happen that often there. That's all I'm saying. I think Odegaard does still. I think he's got the potential to be something special. He's not there yet. I know that Canners has certain words about Odegaard, like we're all saying he's world class. He's not world class yet. He's not there.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. Could he be? Maybe. We don't know. We don't kill teams, so can't keep putting subs on.
That was kind of what I mean in a short, in like 5 words. That's basically what I'm saying. We shouldn't have to play most of our front line at ends of games. The game should be already done. All right.
Yeah. 100%, mate. Odegaard and Sydney bumped into each other, and Havertz is appearing in Martinelli's area of play. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're on about there, Zemble. Yeah, they do bump into each other a lot, which shouldn't be happening, let's be honest. Christian, not abuse, and Havertz was abused 100%. So was Ramsdale. So do normal fans. So let's go back to buying subs, not starters. We're trying to improve the squad. Arteta wants like 18 first teamers and then try and blend them all in somehow.
Where did he get that? Where did he get that from? Where did he get that? Like what part of his career growing up and being under certain managers, sitting behind certain managers, did he look at and go, 18 is the number? Because none of them do that.
I know.
Like even the last manager he worked under doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And we're seeing what happens when you don't have the 15 to 16 players right now. You know, we're seeing what that looks like. So 18, like it's a big number. You need it. Yeah.
And opinions are allowed always, and opinions about opinions. I don't slate any of our players. It's been only Marsh. You do realise you've just contradicted yourself in your own little sentence there. I don't slate any of our players. It's only been Douglas, Demetrius, and William. I don't slate any players apart from.
I like David. I actually thought David Luiz did what we wanted out of him. He showed. I think the team what Arteta wanted from his center backs. You know, some of the things that he was doing. That's why you see, I think, Gabriel Margalez be as successful as he has, because he sat behind David Luiz, for me, I believe he was mentored that way, and that's why he is in the place he is now, Margalez. So I kind of he was asked to do too much because Arteta was still trying to figure out, and you bring these older players in and then you ask them to do a little bit too much sometimes, and then we saw the results of that. All right, Willian was asked to do something at the expense of Pepe, and Willian couldn't present, he couldn't perform for us, and he wasn't willing to bring Pepe in. So we never saw. I always thought Pepe was like, oh great, I have a mentor now in Willian. Nope, he took your spot and you're not getting it back. That's what happened there. So
yeah, I agree. Raya needed more. Seemed more composed against Liverpool. Yeah, Raya put in a good performance against Liverpool. Right, we really need to get through these teams. We've only gone through 4, and we've got another 10 yet. So we need to speed through now. Right. Next team: Tristan, James, H, and Carl. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Sinchenko, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Quick wait for this one, please, mate.
Zinchenko. Yep. No, I think Jorginho's the big change here, right? So, we're gonna take Rice out of this one. At this point, Zinchenko in there without Rice, I think, would be a scary one for me. This one gets a 6 for me because he's still coming back from his injury, so I'm still a little bit concerned about that.
Okay. Zinchenko. You see, Rice is still there, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I do see Rice there. Jorginho.
I don't think anyone's dropped Rice. Actually,
I saw Jorginho just like blinding me for everything else that was going on there. But Jorginho and Rice, yeah, that could work. That could work. It's actually better than I thought. I still think Zinchenko needs to come out. So 7 for me on that one.
7.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to Matt, Barry, and James. They've gone for Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Jesus.
Yeah, no, I think I like this one. I give this one an 8. I do like the Kiwior Jorginho gives in there. Does Jorginho push Rice up? That's I guess the question people have been asking. Does he push Rice up, or do we go to double pivot? What do we do there? I think many people say no, Rice should be sitting there by himself, which renders Jorginho null and void basically. That's a question: is how do we use that? Do we want to put all the pressure on Jorginho? I think coming back, we still haven't. I don't know. Have we seen him play? I don't even feel like I've seen him play recently. So, but yeah, this one I do like it because of the Kiwior Jorginho mix. I want change, so yeah, and Trossard's in there as well. So I'm giving this one an 8 as well.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, mate. Let's move on to the next 2. Takahiro and Patrick have gone for Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah up front.
Yeah. Jesus is out. Yeah, I guess I like this one before like the other one. And Nketiah being up top. Jesus out. It's hard to. Yeah, I'll give this one a 7 just because of the Nketiah brings it down a little bit.
No.
So yeah. So for me, I'm like, yeah. I guess I'm not. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the Nketiah.
No, it's fine. Exactly. A lot of people aren't fans, and we're ready for him to move on and be a success.
He needs more minutes somewhere else. He needs to shine somewhere else.
Exactly. It's not. We've never said that he's a bad player. He's just not what we need anymore. He's someone else. Crystal Palace type player. Let's move on to Romain, Florence, Ben, and Tom. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
Yeah, Ramsdale coming in to get a game. If Raya needs a rest, then Ramsdale. I don't think we should be concerned with that one, bringing Ramsdale in. The front line looks really good there. Milsifro getting a start would be really nice to see. I do like this one. I'm not at this point. Ramsdale and Raya. I would assume Raya is our number one when we're just rotating our goalkeeper to give him a bit of a break. So this one gets an 8 just because of it gets the 8. Well, does it get an 8? Because Zinchenko back in there again. Yeah, I think I'll give this one a 7. Yeah, because of the changes. Ramsdale's okay, but Zinchenko kind of. I like to see him get a break.
No, fair enough. Let's move on to the next two: TJ, Carlos, and Mohamed. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard up front.
Yeah, there's this minimal changes between the two of them. Both of them probably get the 8 because I do like the Kiwior on the back line. Trossard is getting a start between Jay's. Okay, so Trossard would come in there and play in TJ's lineup as a false 9. At some point, I would like to think Trossard will work for us, starting where we feel comfortable with him starting. I just don't. I mean, I was looking at the minutes the other day, and he's got like half the minutes of like Havertz and just as much contribution, I think. So I feel like if he got more minutes, we'd get more out of him. And I think he needs to be part of rotation and not, will we bring him in? Oh, it doesn't seem to work this time, so we're not going to see him again. He needs more minutes. I mean, he should have closer to Havertz minutes in my eyes, at least. So
I agree with.
Yeah, so he needs to play. So both of these get an 8 because I do like the Kiwior and then Trossard coming in and moving Zinchenko up the pitch. So
okay, brilliant stuff. Let's move on to Jonas, Kelly, and G Talks team. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Jesus. Pretty much the same, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a couple of differences there. I think Trossard comes in for Jesus or he comes in for Martinelli. So that's why I get this one an 8.
Okay,
as well.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Let's move on to Tim, Karen, Richard, and Ao. They have gone with, I need to find the piece of paper. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
Yeah. That one, I think it's just Kiwior and Jorginho. I think, easy. It's another 8 for me. If you got Kiwior in there, you always get a little bit added bonus there. Jorginho needs to come in, and he's playing with Rice. I think we'll be fine there. So
let's move on to John and Stuart's. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah. I'm going to predict a 7 here.
Is this what you what?
I'm predicting a 7.
Oh yeah, well it's because of that Ramsdale brings it down, and Nketiah also for me.
Yeah.
Ramsdale doesn't bring it down, but Nketiah does. So it's easy. It's a 7 because of that. For me, like Trossard not getting a start, I think is one of the keys to it as well.
Okay.
So in this one, so this one's a 7. Yeah.
Right. Final 2. Luke has gone with Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Lino Sousa, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
Yeah. Now Sousa, I mean, for me, it's I've been wanting to see some of our academy players come in. I keep seeing Ur Walters on the bench. Would like to see him get some minutes as well. It's just a game for that. This one up against Kudus, I think that might be asking. This might not be the game for him. I don't just because he's a youngster. That's all. That Ramsdale, okay. And any changes up above that? No, Jorginho comes in with Rice. So we're a little bit more defensive there in that midfield. Sousa. Yeah. I'm gonna give this one. Let's give this one a 6. I think.
Okay.
I would like to bring in if we're not going to bring them in when we're up 3-4-0 in a Champions League match, I find it hard to believe we're going to bring them in after we've been struggling in the last couple of games. So that one might be hard to do. So I think it's a 6.
All right, let's move on to the final one. Brezzi's, who's gone with Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
Yeah. This one looks. I like this one as well, right? Because I like Kiwior, I like Smith Rowe coming in. Yeah. I don't see Trossard, but all right. If you're only going to make 2 changes, which might be 3 changes, and I think Ramsdale, Raya right now. I don't think any of us would feel like we're making significant changes there. Raya should know he's the number 1. If he's not, then Arteta needs to make that message known or start Ramsdale.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise there. This one gets an 8 because I do, like I said, I like the Curio and Smith Rowe addition there. Everything else stays the same.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excellent stuff. Yeah. Thank you everyone that's brought in your teams. You've given me a very busy week this week. 14 squads. Right, let's go into the comments. I'm going to try and go back as far as I can remember going back. I'm trying to find where we're going here. Right, so there's been updates in scores. I'm confused. Moss doesn't slate players, only is drinking. Guy, Martin, and Declan were starting to roll and get more comfortable with each other. You mean a packet of... Okay, I don't know what that's about. You mean a packet of M&Ms from Sam. Right, we exchanged Bamford for Oh, okay, now I get it. Right, okay. See, we go being so great. Yes, probably the best defensive duo in the whole Premier League this season for me, Saliba and Gabriel. ESR, Odegaard midfield is too light against West Ham. I think Smith Rowe's actually a lot stronger than a lot of people think. Big up to Luke. You did get a 6, but if you listen to why Gary explained, you'll understand why you got a 6. I'm playing Jesus in the number 8. He spends most time in midfield anyway. I can start seeing people started doing that, to be fair. Tell me, I have put your score prediction down. Sam, how do you think we'll do tomorrow? When is the right time? Yeah, exactly. This is the thing. This is my issue, not with you, Gary, but it's more to do with Arteta. When is the right time? Now, Sousa has been trained as a left back who can also do the inverted role, and he's very comfortable doing it. So if Zinchenko is out injured, why are we not going out to bring Sousa in?
Yeah,
Champions League game still annoys me to this day. Yeah. Game 6 I'm on about here, not the other
But not only that, but then at the end of it to bring on Jesus, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me what the positive? What did Jesus get out of that?
Exactly.
You've got 3 youngsters on the pitch. One of them should have got the 5 minutes or whatever it was at that point. Some reason I understand the craziness in Arteta's head. The players need to be on the pitch at every game or whatever, but no, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have to play every game. Not when they're only going to come on for 5 minutes.
No.
The game is over at halftime. You sub there. You take one of your substitution. You don't have to use one of your substitution time periods or whatever. You can use it right there at halftime. Make some subs, and then you can bring on the youngsters later. Right. So
this is the thing. For the first time in I don't know how many years, we've actually got a whole first 11 in youth that, for me, all got the quality to actually come into our first team at some point. For every single position is covered. Goalkeeper, right back, left back, 2 centre backs. We've got a defensive midfielder. We've got 2 brilliant midfielders. We've got a winger, a left winger, a right winger, and we've got a striker. That I have not seen for many, many years at Arsenal. We've got a whole 11 that could, for me, should start at some point. Not all of them at the same time. Geez, that would give me a nightmare. But, give them some chances here and there. And for me, we've got 2 of the best exciting talents in Nwaneri and Koji Dubry, who we're not seeing any of whatsoever. And for me, those 2 are the most exciting ones. Yes, they may not actually reach their potential. We all know this, but give them a chance at least.
I still go back to that move in the preseason from Nathan, where he kind of puts, nutmegs I think next to the defender in the midfield. And you're like, none of our players will want to do that, and he's fine doing that. He's comfortable doing that. So,
and he scored 5 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So, like, what more do you want from? Like,
I don't know.
You're built. Your team is built on these type of opportunities for the youngsters.
Yeah.
If it works 100%. Out, perfect. If it doesn't, now you have an answer. You can move on. All right.
Anyway, let's get into the challenge now. Hopefully, Gary doesn't fail this week.
Oh no! Is it one of those again? Oh,
it is. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so Gary has done this before, so he now knows how it's done. So it would be the home formation of Arsenal's 4-3-3, which I'll be happy with. You've got to pick 5 from West Ham and 6 from the Arsenal. Right, there is always a auto-fail player, and most people know my West Ham one for obvious reasons. There is one specific player in the West Ham lineup, which I can't stand. If you choose him, it will be an auto fail.
Oh, okay. I think I know who it is, but now I'm like,
it shouldn't be too tricky who would work out who it is. Just to say, I'm not a great fan of cats, but that's all I'm saying.
That's where my head went.
Yeah, exactly.
This one person probably makes it easy for you to go, that's all right if you don't play today. If you don't give me
right. So come on, Gary. Let's start with your first West Ham player. And
all right, so my first West Ham player. Wow, this is tough because I
want to try and get all your favorite.
Because I need to, somehow I need to make sure I don't punish. So I guess Bowen Bowen in the middle there in the center. Yeah.
Yep. You want to put Bowen at the striker?
Yeah.
Okay. Your next player.
I guess Soufal at the right back.
Okay.
Koufal.
Yeah,
it's Koufal.
Yeah, don't worry, I know who you're about. Next player.
This is well, yeah. I'm gonna go with. I don't like this.
You wait till there is because you haven't taken part in the retro challenge yet.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
I don't like this. I'm gonna put. All right. Wow. So, which one? Okay, I guess I'm gonna go Paqueta or Paqueta.
Where do you want to put him?
He plays. Huh.
Yeah, I will allow you if you want to put him on the left wing.
Yeah.
Or the right wing, but also he can play those two positions as well.
Yeah, I guess I'll put him in that left center mid then.
Left center mid,
yeah. Wasn't actually thinking about that at the time, so I need 2 more. All right.
Yeah, you need 2 more now.
Oh boy, and I can't use I guess I'm gonna. That sounds crazy, but I might. Then sounds crazy. I'm gonna. No, I can't do that. God, 2 more to go. All right. All right. I'm gonna go Fabianski in goal.
Okay, Fabianski in goal.
Yeah.
Okay, and your final player,
and
please.
And my final one, I do. Don't want to do that. Wow. Wow.
Now you can see why it's called the challenge. It's not like play a nice game. It's called the challenge for a reason.
Because I'm like,
it's harder than it looks.
It's like, do I want Kudus or do I want Saka? Do I want? Now that I've made that change with Paquetá, I guess I've taken the 2 Arsenal spots. We'll take the wings there. Of course, Rice will play 2 mids. It's just a matter of that right side. All right, we'll just do it. Alvarez played to the right of to Rice in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, you want Alvarez here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. Right, so left back, who you putting?
I'm going to Kiwior there.
So you want Kiwior?
Okay, yeah, I'm going to do Kiwior.
No, that's fine.
And then, the usual.
Yeah. Gabriel Saliba. Okay, cool. Declan Rice.
Yes.
Okay, Saka on the right.
Yeah.
And then the left.
On the left. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, on the left. You know what? I'm gonna go Trossard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is, I think you can all see it. Yeah, you can. So this is Gary's team. Fabianski in goal. Kufal, Saliba, Gabriel, Kiwior, Rice, Alvarez, Paqueta, Saka, Bowen, Trossard. Quite like it. I'm going to have to give it an 8 just because you put Fabianski in goal. It's not an auto fail, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, no, I had to use a spot, and I'm like, do I want to? Like,
well, you still might win yet because I haven't rated the West Ham ones yet, so let's rate the West Ham ones. Right, so we're going to start with Julian on my left, but I don't know if it's right or left to you, to be fair. Right, so they go with Ramsdale in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Emerson, Alvarez, Paqueta, Rice, Kudu, Bowen, Martinelli. I like that. Emerson, to be fair, is actually a very good left back. I know he didn't do very well at Chelsea, and that's fine. That's a Chelsea situation. But to be fair, he's doing well at West Ham. So, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna have to give this. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 because I just think that better goalkeeper.
That definitely makes a difference there. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Emerson from what I've seen. Yeah. Everybody, the 5 that you picked as the ones to watch, I'm familiar with those names, but Emerson, I haven't really seen him or noticed him when I've seen them play. So
what's Mark done? Mark has gone with Ramsdale in goal, so he ticks that box. Kufal, Saliba, Gabriel, Emerson, Rice, Paqueta, Kudu, Saka. Oh, that's a good midfield, that though, isn't it? Kudu, Paqueta, and Rice. Oh, okay. Julian and Mark, you both get a 9 because there's no way I could there's no way I could pull those two apart. It's those midfields. Oh yeah. Well done both. But Gary, well done as well. You actually didn't do an auto fail this week, so that's always good. Right, guys, we'll have to quickly rate. I think Tony would probably had your team. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kiwior, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard. I'm sure we've had that. Sure, we've had it.
Yeah, there's either it's the Ramsdale. Yeah, I think it's just the Ramsdale one there because Kiwior. I think I like that Jorginho with Rice and Odegaard in the midfield. I do like this Ramsdale. I think I have a feeling. I think I said this one could be either. Was it a 7 or 8? I can't remember. Yeah, I'll bring him down with me. He's a 7. I'll have a 7 as well. Tony, so I didn't. Was that Tony? Yeah, it was Tony.
Yeah, it was Tony. I just brought the Temmie's up. So Temmie's gone with Raya, Galiba, as everyone now knows. That's Gabriel and Saliba mixed into one. Kiwior, White, Rice, Jorginho, Odegaard, Chesnelli. Can't play ESR or Trossard because West Ham midfield is no joke. Temmie, we've probably had your team as well. I'm going to guess that's, a 7 from you, Gary?
There's no Zinchenko, right? So, Jorginho... No, this one I think would be would probably be an 8 because it's just Jorginho doesn't, for me, hurt us as much. And if the midfield, if it comes to the midfields, we're going to get... Yeah, I think I thought I would have given this one an 8. I would have liked to have seen Milsrifro get a chance. I guess when you put up the midfields, now I look at the midfields. So like when you put them up with the 3, that's a little different when I see it in their formation. Yeah, which is a little different. So, but yeah.
No, I agree. BX, I'm sure we've had this team as well, mate. Raya, Kivior, Gabriel Saliba. I'm going to guess this is an 8 from Gary, though.
Yeah, I do like that Trossard. Like I said, Trossard needs to start. He can start anywhere in the front line, basically, and if you have to bring him back one into the 8, so be it. But he needs to play. He needs to be. He needs to be to some degree what Jota is. Like when Jota comes on, I know something's about to happen, and once in a while he'll start for you. But I think he's a little bit better in the starting. For us, he should be able to start for us, but he should definitely come on when we need to close out a game and maybe get that extra goal.
Yeah. Moss, you put your challenge team. I'm trying to work out who's down on the left, if I'm honest. So Areola, good goalkeeper. White, Saliba, Gabriel, Emerson, Alvarez, Royce, Odegaard, Kudu, Saka, Bowen. I'm just struggling to see who's on the left. I know Saka could play though, I suppose. I'm going to have to give that an 8 because I just don't think it's going to work forward wise. Good score though, 8. It's just a Kudu, Saka, Bowen. They're all right-sided players. Obviously, Bowen will be played down the middle, and that'll be fine. But Kudu and Saka, Kudu will have to play on the right, and Saka, he could play on the left. Yeah. But he's.
I would like to see Saka just be moved around.
Yeah.
Just every once in a while, just because I think it's getting stale seeing him on the right-hand side, having to do the same thing every time. Even in games, every once in a while, we'll see Jesus come out to the right, and I'm like, okay, I like that. Just because he needs it. Like at some point, it just gets boring. The same thing happens. He gets the ball right with a little bit of space. One player comes. If he doesn't attack, 1 to 2 more are coming at him. And then it's either back or, always waiting for somebody to overlap him and stuff like that. And it's like the same thing every time. Whereas if he comes to, we're just to switch to the left side, all of a sudden you're like, what do we do now? So yeah, I feel like it would be nice to see him switch around every once in a while.
Some people were giving you clues on who the auto foul was. Zoom is the auto foul. Do you think West Ham is over?
It's funny. It's the first name I looked at when I was like, "Woo, could be easy." Yeah, it was an easy one.
Yeah, that was an easy one. This one is an easy one, I have to be honest. Do you think West Ham are overachieving this season after selling their talisman? Not really. The 100 million is a lot of money to get for the talisman, and they can spend it wisely, and they have. So no, not for me.
I think they're sitting 7th, and they've moved up and moved forward in the Europa League, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think they're doing all right, to be fair, and that's kind of what you should expect from. And to be fair, a lot of people forget they've got another rich owner. It's not just Sullivan and Gold. I know one of them's passed away, but it's also the guy that owns Sparta Prague. He is also a minimum shareholder, so he's got pots of money. Bobby's Arsenal autofoul is Cedric. Yes, everyone should know this. And that person should never even come out of your lips when you're doing the challenge.
I don't even think about him. So you got it's an easy one, yeah.
Any West Ham player that you would take if you had the chance? Kudu for me.
It's either Kudus or Bowen. Either one of them, I think we could do with right now because we keep asking for. We need a little bit more up top. I think Bowen might be a little bit more clinical than Kudus. So he seems to be able to answer the call when they need it.
Yeah, Luke, you're on about a Gerd. He's actually on the injured list, so you wouldn't have been able to pick him anyway. But yeah, he's a good, decent centre back. To be fair, Chris Welch is going for a 3-1. What? This is I don't know your prediction yet, Gary. But I've already had Semi, and I've already had. Well, I already know mine, obviously, because it's in my head. But 3-1 is it's an interesting prediction. I have to be honest. I'll ask yours in a minute, though. I just want to quickly go for these last comments. Bart Henderson is a Sunderland fan. Yes, 100%. Saka or Kudu or Bowen, good players are not stuck into one position. You should know that. Yeah, I do know that. But however, they all predominantly play on the right. So that's what I'm saying. They just are. They look more comfortable on the right. I think Bowen, if you had put him on the left, that would have worked. but then who are you putting down centre forward? That's it was very confusing for me.
Yeah, that's why I think at some point I would be like, Arteta, you've come a long way. If he just said, Saka, you're gonna have to go and play right or left back for me.
Yeah,
you know, just because I think he can do it, and I think you keep asking either the inversion or the overlap. I think if that's Saka coming off around the wing, you're concerned as a defense. So he made his name there, and if we can put Rice as a center back, because guess what, he played center back at one point in the past.
Yeah.
Then guess what, he played everywhere basically that he was allowed to play. So he'll be fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine at some point.
What is great about having Rice on the field is if Saliba or Gabriel was to get a red card, obviously I never want that to happen, so touch wood, it never happens. But at least it makes us feel more comfortable because literally Rice can just drop back there. Job done. We only got to worry about it. Like, oh no, we've got to pick this centre back now. No, we haven't. We just drop Rice back there, sorted. It's very easy. Master's gone for a 2-1. The Arsenal have written it down. Luke has gone for a 2-2. It's interesting because Bobby went for the same prediction. Yes, that was my prediction as well. Already in my head was a 3-1. I thought that was a bit obscure, but obviously a few people have thought the same. Gary, what have you gone for?
I always say Arsenal's got 3 goals in them, but I think we're struggling. Like I'm struggling to keep saying that every week. So I'm going to go with a 2-0. We'll get the clean sheet at home. And,
okay, you think we can
get a
stop
comfortable 2-0 there, huh?
You think we can stop Bowen this week?
I think we need to. We need to be able to stop someone. We know where the threats are. At some point, we know where the threats are, so we shouldn't. Like we knew a threat last week was Salah.
Yeah.
We didn't stop him. They continually went up that side. Yeah. Same situations. At some point, we have to say no more. So once again, we have another challenge. Bowen, Kudus, we're going to have to deal with as well. But I think Bowen is one of the key players, I think, for us that we need to make sure you get nothing, So so that's where I'm going with that one. I think we need to play as close to a complete game and keep them out of the goal. Because we're not. For me, it's hard to see us getting 3 goals in a game the way we're playing right now. I would love it, but it's hard to see it.
I agree, and I agree with what Chris is saying here. Barry loves to score against away to the Big Six. He does. He absolutely loves it. I know there's a lot of goals happening, so I'm going to try and tie this up quite quickly because there's no lot of good goal games going at the moment. Gary, thank you ever so much for coming on, as always. Where can people find you?
Yeah, you can see me at DWTT channel. Just type DWTT Arsenal. I should pop up first. We have our shows on Saturdays at I guess it's 3 p.m. for you guys in the UK. A little match day type game show. We kind of talk about football and everything else. And then on the Mondays at 12:30 a.m. UK is when I kind of do the Arsenal review of the last couple of games. So yeah, check us out there.
Brilliant stuff, mate. But thank you very much for coming on again, Gary. I will be back tomorrow for the watch along. 8:15 kickoff, I think, isn't it? So late.
So like you in the chat, you've got Sam and Mr. Tom. They're usually on my Saturday shows. And once in a while they'll come on the Monday show with me. So so they're kind of like some of my partners in crime, if you want to say that.
Great stream as always, lads. Despite I was not having a nice chat with our calf. That's not big up to you, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Big up to Sam. Big up to everyone that was watching as well. Really appreciate it. Obviously, West Ham game tomorrow. The Fulham preview will be on Saturday, I think, because I think playing on Sunday. So yeah, Christmas time. It's loads of games. But guys, I'll speak to you very, very soon. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.